Hello friends, today I am going to show you how to install and configure the failover cluster into Windows Server 2012 R2. So before going to this, what exactly failover clustering? I am giving a little bit overview of the failover clustering. Right now we have two node cluster. One is there is a communication between the private the symbol which indicates that this is a private heartbeat between the host, and this is a shared storage, and with the shared storage the two nodes are maintaining the cluster information. Right now I have the first system which is holding the VMs and the workload. I means the VMs and file servers are running on the primary. This is on the right hand, in the left hand machine. When this machine fails, all the workload, the public cannot access the servers. Means they cannot access. So within the 10 seconds gap, all the workloads will be shifted to the secondary virtual machines, and public can easily access the VMs and the Hyper-V machines, and what are the file shares you have shared to the public within the 10 seconds. The user cannot assume it's a cannot identify it's a failover cluster. Within the 10 seconds they can access all the resources what we have shared. Before going to this, let's install environment about what I am doing here. I have three machines. One is Active Directory and DNS, and the one is two member servers. Here you can see all my details. My host name is Harshan RAM. I have given the 2 GB RAM and the one processor with one core to all members. My domain is joy.com, and I am using Windows Server 2012 R2 OS, and the first adapter IP address is 192.168.1.50, and this is the DNS. I don't have DHCP in the environment. If you can do it, no problem. Here coming to the member servers, same what are the configurations? This only IP address and the host name is changed, and the second member server also same. Before going to this, we need to check few parts for error-free installation. First, the second thing is all members servers should be part of the domain, and the firewall should be off, and the communication between domain and member servers should be good, and check NS lookup for all servers. Why means DNS resolution host name means a crucial role in the failover cluster, and the login the domain administrator in the way. Not only domain administrator, what are the role you have assigned for that with the privileged account. Let's go step by step. First, we need to configure the networking part. Networking part is very crucial in the failover cluster. I have two member servers. For every virtual machine, I have two adapters. I will show you later. The first adapter name is 192.168.1.51. Okay, and the second node adapter is 152. Sorry, second machine first adapter, and the subnet mask you have on the default got you can assign to domain controller. The second adapter and the second adapter we call it as a host to host communication. We use for that communication, and we can call it as a heartbeat or a private network, and the first adapter is public network, and the IP address is 1.10.0.0.100 and 10.0.200. okay, this is the private network. Only we need to configure the IP, no need to configure anything. And coming to second step, we need to rename the adapter as a public adapter as a production in the both node 1 and node 2, and we need to set the primary production as a primary heartbeat as a primary in the advanced settings. I will show you. Third step is install failover cluster feature in node 1 and node 2. After configuring this, we need to configure shared hard disk for both node 1 and node 2. Coming to fifth step, validate the configuration. If any errors occur, clear that errors and create the cluster and assign the IP for the cluster. And the coming step, install required role what you want. Here I am going to install failover server, shut down the active node and observe the roles are migrating or not to the another host. This is the what exactly theory part, and I will show you the coming in bit of seconds. I will show you the practical part. Thanks for watching this video. This is my DC. This is my node 1, node 2, which are participating in the Failover cluster. Before going to this, I have two network adapters in node 1. Let's see the settings, network settings. Here, one network is bridge network, one network is host communication to share the to know the heartbeat between two node systems, and configure the IPs as I said in the first step. Go to the IP its properties and check IPv4 settings. Go to the properties. Here I have already configured the IP settings. For your reference, I am showing. Click OK and go to the host adapter and give the separate IP network, which is differ from this previous one. Now I am going 10.100 and go to the second node system and configure the IPs. Click IPv4 properties and 52 IP. Node 1 and IPv4 10.200. Right? Click OK. So now we need to go to the node 1 and click main 192 network adapter as a production. For easy administration purpose, we are renaming it, not mandatory step but recommended. And heartbeat. And go to the node 2 and do the same thing. Production. Click the main adapter, which is having 192 series as a production and the separate 10 series as a heartbeat. Now we need to change the priority settings. Click node 1 and click Alt. You get this option. Click Advanced. The production should be up. If it is down, move the arrow buttons to make up. Okay. Do the same thing in the node 2. Click Alt and you get advanced options and see the production should be up. If it is down, click select the down button. Click manage. Now we need to install Failover Cluster ring feature in node 1 and as well as node 2. Now I am installing in node 1. Select Failover Cluster. Next, install. Select the node 2 and install the Failover clustering feature. Select the node 2. Next, and select the Failover clustering feature and add features and click next. Install. Now we need to configure the shared hard disk between two nodes. Now I have installed the iSCSI role in the DC. So now I am moving to my domain controller. Now go to server manager and click file and share services. Click iSCSI. Here I need to install, create the virtual hard disk, and we need to share the between two nodes. click share 1. Next I am giving 2 GB. Click new iSCSI target. Click next. I'm giving node 1 and node 2. Why? Because for I'm targeting these hard disks to that nodes. For our understanding, I'm going to click add, click IP address. Here we need to type the IP address 192.168.1.51 and one is 52. Another click add 192.168.1.52. We have targeted for these two IPs. Click next. Next create. We have created 2 GB virtual hard disk for the two nodes. Now I am creating another one with the 3 GB. Why? Because for not getting confusing, I am differentiating the virtual hard disk. Now I am giving 3 GB. Click next. No need to select again. First select the IP address. Click next. Create. Next. Now go refresh that server manager and go to node 1 and go to tools and click iSCSI initiator and click the iSCSI server, means domain controller IP. Why? Because we install the iSCSI role in the domain controller only. Click connect, done. Okay. Now go to computer and computer management. Now click disk management. Here click that being initialize online option and click again, right click on that, initialize the disk. Select the MBR, no problem. If you want to have more than 2 TB, we need to select the GPT. Initialize disk. Now select new, click next, finish. So in this I have 3 GB. I want to become this drive as a quorum, so that's why I am giving the Q letter. Next, finish. And do the same thing in the node 2 also. Here you can see the disks are connected. Okay. Now go to the node 2. Open server manager and click tools, computer management, so iSCSI initiator, and click the IP. Connect, done. Okay. Now open computer management. Now select the disk management. Now select that, click online and click online. Now if it is having another drive letter, please change the drive letter for easy purpose. I want to set as a Q. Why? Because in the real time most of them set it as a Q, quorum disk. Now we need to set up the failover cluster. Now go to node 1 and click tools and click failover cluster manager. Here we need to validate the cluster. Click the validate configuration. The validate configuration means checking for errors. Click node 1 and node 2, click add. If you get error here, then there is a problem then in the DNS. Click next, next, next. These are tests, are all the these tests are going to test. If you get all success, it's okay. If you get any errors, uncheck the view, click the view report and click on that errors and work out on that errors. Right now I didn't get any errors. If you want to know the errors, we go to this right now here, uncheck that and click finish. Why? Because if any errors, we not recommended to form the cluster. So now if you want to see the reports, click Windows cluster reports. All the reports will be stored here in this path of every machine which are participating in the failover cluster. Okay, now we need to create the cluster. Click the clear cluster. Why? Because we don't have any errors. Again, now click node 1, node 2. In the node 1, node 2, and give the name for the cluster. I am installing right now file server, so that's why I am giving file server and 53 IP, which is free from 192 series. Click next, next. Now what we are doing means we are creating one server which is based on two systems. This is 2-node failover cluster, right? Click finish. Now go to the roles. Now we nodes, these are the nodes, these are the disk, and these are networks. One is cluster 1 and cluster means it disk, cluster disk. This is 2. Now I want to, this is queue. Now I want to change the queue to the quorums. Now select that, click more. Okay. Click right click, configure more actions, configure clusters, quorum settings. Next, select the second option. Next, change. Next. Now select the second hard disk. Next. Next. What I am doing done right now is I have changed 3 GB hard disk to the quorum. I have changed the quorum disk. Now we can see the description of the quorum. Why? Because I have 3 GB, so that is, I think that is a more important drive for that to maintain the cluster information. Here you can see both the networks are also up. One is cluster only means private network, is production network. Now on top of the failover cluster, we need to configure the roles. Click on the roles, click next. I am installing right now file server. You get this error. Why? Because the system in the server, this role has not installed in this system. So go to that system, click message role. Click file server. Next, install. Do the same thing in the node 2 also. go to the node 2, click manage, add roles. Next, 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 finish. Now go to the here. Whenever you configure the failover cluster, the disk icons will be changed to like this. Now go to the failover cluster and try to create the role with the file server. Next, the second option is for virtual machines and SQL failover clustering. Right now I don't recommend this. Use the first option and give the name for the what the server you are installing. Now I am giving failover cluster I'm creating a failover cluster for the print server for file server. That's why I am giving file server 01. Sorry, something. It's already having directory, so I would like to recommend some new one. Again, this is also in the having this is also having. Okay, and add the storage and next. We successfully created a role for that. Now we need to add the file share to that system. Click add share. I'm selecting SMB kick. Select that and give the name. This is copy the network path. Next, next, finish. Create. If it is running in second one, node 1, if you want to move to node 2, you can easily move. I'm going network path and create some files, test files, and create some dummy data and click close, save that. If you want to move the node 2, click that move, selected node and node wow. I am moving the roles onto the second system. But because I am working on first system, if I shut down the first system, we cannot observe what the roles is happening. So that's why I am moving to the second system. Go to the access the company data and command and ping to the cluster. Ping to the do continuous ping to the cluster IP, file server IP 192.168.1.54 and -t to check the what is the loss to the failover clustering feature. Now the roles are moving on the system. I am trying to shut down. Then if after shutdowning the system, the roles will automatically change within the 10 seconds. Now the roles are changing. Here you can see, and only one ping loss is there. only one ping loss. The user cannot imagine that about that is what is happening in the background. He can easily access the data even the system failure. One ping loss is there. Here you can see the ping. That's all about failover clustering feature. Do your own on your own. Comment the errors what you get. Thanks for watching this video.